to ensure that your customers are happy and satisfied. So I have just a few slides here that I want to share with us around this topic. So let's talk about the basics. What is financial fitness? Fitness means that the quality of being suitable to fulfill a particular role or task. I mean, you are healthy, you are strong, you have the mental capacity, you are not sick. So that's what fitness means. You are fit. You are a perfect fit. Like you are not a square in a triangle or a rectangle. You are just a square in a square hole. So financial fitness, therefore, is the excellent management of resources to attain additional wealth or financial goals. So far as we are in business to make profits, the major goal of every business that is profit oriented is to thrive, expand, make profits, earn salaries, pay their staff, be popular, gain financial gain visibility, be financially buoyant. That is just the goal for every business owner. I don't know. I don't know if I've not seen any people say, okay, I'm into business just for the fact that I'm into business. Most business owners are into business for the purpose of earning, for the purpose of making profits. So for your business to be financially fit, it means that you have excellent management of your resources and you are using it to attain additional wealth. So we're still in the basics. For a business to achieve financial fitness, the business itself must be healthy. The business itself must be very, very healthy. When I mean that the business is healthy, this is what I mean. What makes it a healthy business? A healthy business, can be known through its products, quality products and services. We all will agree with me that we use one or two or three or many products, in our house. It could be your Bonvita, it could be your Milo, it could be your Ovaltine, it could be your milk. These are products, and there are people who produce these products. Now, imagine if you walk into the supermarket to buy a product for your use, and the product doesn't fit the purpose you want to use it for. Would you buy that product again? No. So the quality of your products, ties back to how healthy your business is. If you have a healthy business, it means that your product and services is of good quality. I'll give an example. Some people say they've never seen St. Louis sugar, do adverts, and people still buy St. Louis. I don't know if St. Louis sugar is still in the market, but what I know is that St. Louis sugar is of good quality. With one or two cubes, you can use it for whatever it is you want to use, your tea, whatever, and people still buys it. Now, quality products and services is one of the essential and the key elements for a business to be healthy. If your products or your services are poor, you will not have money. I'm just like saying it raw in layman's term. You won't have money to run the business because people will not patronize you. So the first thing to ensure that your business is healthy is to look at what services you are offering and what products you are producing. Are they healthy? Do they fit people's expectation? Does it solve a problem? Does it meet people's satisfaction? It doesn't necessarily need to even solve a problem. Does it meet people's satisfaction? I buy outfits because I like them, and if I wear the outfit, I want people to say, oh, that outfit is fine. Where did you buy it from? I don't want to wear something that will say, look at the outfit, it's not well tailored. So if I buy a good outfit and I'm out there and somebody is saying, oh, look at Pelumi, you dress so gorgeously, I love your outfit, where did you buy it from? and then I can say, oh, I bought it from XYZ on Instagram. Go and check them out. It means that that product is good. I'm satisfied with that service, with the customer service. I'm satisfied with the products. And it means that, I've done just a few marketing for them. They've acquired a new user, a new consumer, from my word of mouth, just because the quality of their product is okay, right? So highly motivated employees is another point to look out for in healthy businesses. Most SMEs, they have staff. Some don't have. They are just starting, depending on whichever applies. But if you have, see my screen. Can you see my screen, please? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
you can keep
yes.
going.
Okay. Can I go on?
Yes, please.
Okay. So if you have highly motivated employees who wants to give all their best, do everything to make sure that the business thrives, the business survives. They have good customer service. They are customer oriented. They pour into their life into ensuring that the products that they are producing are good. You as a business owner, you don't really have to micromanage or monitor them. You see it from their excellent behavior. I mean, everybody would like to work in Transcorp. Everybody would like to work in Deloitte. Everybody would like to work in PwC. Everybody would like to work in um Wando, all these big firms. But those big firms, they started from somewhere. They started small, and the quality of their staff extends to the products that they have out there, or the services that they are doing out there. So for you to know a business that can be healthy, expand, surviving the time, is when they have excellent employees. Employees are just fantastic. You can agree with me that when you walk into the bank and the customer service in the bank, the person is like telling you, "Auntie, move to that place, Auntie, don't do this," and the person is like very rude to you. You can agree with me that you can say, "Oh, I'm going to take out all my money from this bank," because I don't like their services. The person is a staff, is not motivated, is not. Yes, Zenith Bank can, because Zenith Bank is big, but you as a small business owner, can you are small. So we need to ensure that we have excellent and well motivated employees, that takes care of our customers. The next point I want to present here is your business culture. I mean, what's your business culture like? Is your business culture friendly? Do you accommodate reviews? When somebody gives you bad reviews, do you arrest them, or do you take that to the drawing board to say, okay, where have I done something wrong? How can we fix this problem? What's your business culture like? Your business, a very good business culture, everybody will want to associate with that business. We know a lot of businesses that are thriving because of their good culture. So for small businesses, you need to also make sure that your business culture, it could be somebody in your DM asking, making inquiries, or even if the person is not buying, the person is making inquiries. The person has a right to discover your business, make inquiries. You don't have to be rude. Use one word to respond to the business, to the customer, or to the potential customer, because you don't know if this customer can be a potential customer. You don't know if this customer has deep pockets. You don't even know if this customer can be the one that will refer you to the customer that has deep pockets. Me on Instagram, if I want to buy anything, I first of all follow the handle. I follow them. When I follow them, I study them. I look at their posts. I might not buy immediately, even though I know that I want to buy. I'll wait for like a month or 2 months to see what sort of business, is that business, you know. And sometimes I may even go as far as looking at who is that business following, or who is following that business, because I want to believe that people will want to associate with you if you have good culture, if your business is, of good culture, right? Everybody's experience might be different, but then again, there are just some things that shows that your business has good culture, and you can just know, right? So healthy business environment is another point. Let's all agree that if there is work going on in this country, none of us will be here sitting together or doing business. I'm sure in Russia, I'm sorry to use Russia as an example, there are no business thriving. So if our political environment, our social environment is also healthy, the government is not coming to say, oh, all SMEs come and be paying 90% of your revenue as taxes, things like that. Your business can also thrive and can also go, healthy. We also need to look at the business environment, factor in that. Then the last point I want to present is your financial management skills, which is the backbone and which is one of the reasons why we are here, right? What makes a healthy business is when you see that this business has good financial management process. They have good financial management process, right? You will all agree with me that money is the backbone of every business. Without money, you cannot pay your staff. Without money, you cannot produce more goods. Without money, you cannot expand your business. And if you, as the business leader or the business owner, you have a business, you don't have structure into your business, you don't have you have zero financial structure in your business. You, as the business owner, even if you are small, you have nobody you are being accountable to, telling the person that, okay, this is how we spend the money, this is how we spend the money. You just say, oh, you are the business owner, and then you can say, okay, imagine you're selling cars and your brother is in the village, his wife doesn't have a car. And then you just say, okay, give my brother 10 cars, give my auntie, you just spend anyhow. It boils down to your business at the end of the day. You don't know when your business, might stop earning that money. So you see that Dangote is thriving, is everywhere, is because he has excellent financial management skills, because he started from somewhere. And when he was growing, he was very meticulous and deliberate around his financial, processes. So excellent financial management, good quality, highly motivated employees, excellent business culture are points and things that makes up a healthy business. Does anybody have any question at this point? Does anybody have any question? Hello?
Not sure
Okay,
there
let
are
me
any.
continue.
But if you have any question,
Oh,
please, you might
none at
just
the
drop it.
moment.
Okay, let me continue. So how
Thank
do you
you.
achieve financial fitness in your business? It's very, very easy. Achieving financial business fitness in your business is very easy. I always tell business owners that your lifestyles, finances should be your lifestyle, right? It should be what you eat, you breathe, it should be part or parcel of you know running a business. So how do you achieve financial fitness in your business? The first thing I would encourage every business owner to do is always to stay ahead. You need to stay ahead. That's how you are able to, meet up. You stay ahead by forecasting. You need to forecast your market. Where are you working? Where are you playing? You need to know, you need to stay grounded in that market. Who are your consumers? What will be their behavior next month? What will be their behavior next year? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. Would they be able to afford your products in the next 6 months if inflation keeps rising? These are the questions you need to ask yourself so that you plan ahead. What do you need to do now? if you know that these people that are patronizing you now might not be able to patronize you again in future, what do you need to do? Those are the questions you need to do. You need to answer when you are forecasting. That's the reason why you need to forecast. You need to forecast. You need to know, will the business, with the naira come down further? Will it continue to rise? And if it comes down, what do you do? If it keeps rising, what do you do? So you need to stay ahead by planning. You need to have a plan, financial plan for your business. If we are producing 100 quality at this time, and we are getting XYZ from it, if the market changes, are we still be able, we will need to increase our production. We will need to, buy new tools. What do we need to do? You need to always think about 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. Stay ahead, because that is how you are able to innovate, and you're able to meet up when things changes. The inflation, the comments cannot just come and say, oh, we're increasing fuel, we're removing subsidy, we're increasing fuel, and then you see businesses crashing. They cannot continue to operate. They cannot, one of the reasons why they die is because they are not forecasting and staying healthy and staying ahead. You need to stay ahead and know when this new government comes in, how long is it going to stay? What are the economists saying? Even if you don't know, you need to find those information. We're in the internet stage, right? Where you can find anything. You need to find those information. You need to find those who know, who are able to forecast. If you cannot pay them for their expertise, you need to find a way to try and get them on your team, on your side, so that even if you make them as friends, so that you are able to tell them, say, in this industry, in this hair business that I'm doing, are there going to be more people selling hair? Will the government come and say no more importation? We are putting a ban on importation of hair. You need to stay ahead. You need to forecast ahead in your market, and you also need to forecast your business financials, your models ahead. You need to forecast. If you have 100 clients today, we need to grow this 100 because we need to meet XYZ amount. We need to make XYZ amount of profit. So it means that you are also forecasting. At what point do we increase our price? At what point do we, pull resources together to meet that profit we want to earn? Where do we want to be in the next 6 months? Those are the answers you need to get for yourself in terms of forecasting and staying ahead and planning. Either your budgets, either your business numbers, either your the markets where you're playing. You just need to stay ahead. You also need to monitor and know your numbers. You need to monitor and know your numbers. Like, you need to know, they need to be able to wake you up and say, how much revenue did you make last month? How much revenue are you making this month? How much revenue did you earn, 2 days ago? And then they need to wake you up and say, oh, you earn that amount of revenue. How much is your profit, your bottom profit, after you've taken out all your expenses? You need to know every month. And for you to know, it means that you are putting together your numbers, and somebody is monitoring it, somebody is tracking it, somebody is staying ahead for you. Even if you don't have it, let's assume that you don't have the chance or time to be doing the nitty-gritty. As business owner, yes, we cannot do everything, or even though we are meant to be everywhere, but you must make sure that certain things are actually happening, and that is you knowing your business numbers, knowing your numbers, knowing your profit levels. You can't just wake up one day and say, oh, you want to do sales. What if your sales is going to hurt, the discount you're giving is going to hurt your bottom profits beyond repairs? So you need to know your numbers. How many hair have we sold? Have we broken even? Have we broken even? Have we made some profits? if we've made some profits, okay, yes, we can run discounts so that more people will buy, and these goods we can have more money to buy, these more goods, or to expand, or we can you run discount promos just so that you can let off some of those things, but it means that you have already earned the capital, and you've already broken even. It is from your profits you want to give out, so that you can have more brand awareness, you can have more people coming to patronize you, you can have people saving, you can enjoy economies of sales, whatever. But it is at the point that that you have already broken even. That's breaking even means that you're not making a loss, or you're not making a profit. You've broken even, or you are making profits. you know that is when you can say you can run a sales. And for you to know, to make informed decisions, it means that you are looking at the numbers. You are looking at the numbers. The numbers is able to tell you how much risk you can take when you are running sales. you know so you need to monitor and know your numbers. You need to monitor it. If something is going wrong somewhere, you can easily know if you stay on top of your numbers. If something is going on somewhere, you can easily know. If the dispatch you know is not delivering, and the person is coming back to say we want to return these goods, you can easily know from your numbers. If there are damaged goods that you didn't sell, you can easily know. If something is going wrong somewhere, there's a fraud somewhere, you can easily know from staying on top of your numbers, staying on top of your business finances. Remember, you have already forecasted. You have already budgeted. This is what you have done. You've planned. And in reality, if your plan is not going, if what you've planned is not like, it's not gelling, let me use that word. From your numbers, you can easily spot it. Right? You can easily spot it. If you are going to run at a loss in future, from your numbers, you can easily spot it. If the government is going to overbill you, knowing your numbers, you can easily know on time, and you can take actions to rectify that. So it's very important to monitor and know your numbers. It helps you when you're planning to plan better. It helps you to also discover a lot of things that you might not know. So you are not just in business for selling, buying and selling, and okay, there's money in my bank. The money in your bank does not translate to the fact that your business is making profits or is even healthy. Do you understand? Because the money in your bank might be your capital only. You never can tell. It's when you monitor your numbers, you put together your financial reports. When I say monitor your numbers, it means that you put together your financial reports. You aggregate your sales, your cost of sales, your operating costs. You know what your return on assets is, your balance sheets, everything. Who is owing you, who is not owing you, who you are owing, everything. That's you putting your numbers together and monitoring it. Then you are able to make informed decisions from there. The next point I want to go for is the effective pricing strategies. The only way you make money in your business is through your price. And from experience, I realized that small businesses, they look at competitors sometimes to fix their price. Sometimes they look at competitors to fix their price. Sometimes they fix their price off the top of their head. They don't have an efficient pricing strategy. How do you arrive at your price? You say your phone, you're selling a phone, and you say that this phone costs 150,000. How did you arrive at that 150,000? There's several pricing strategies. Did you look at your neighbor's price to put your own price? What if your neighbor has somebody who is supplying them that goods at a cheaper rate, or at a cheaper amount, or because your neighbor is buying in bulk, is buying big, is able to subsidize, is able to to buy in bulk and buy at cheaper rates? What if? You don't never can tell. So you need to have an effective pricing strategy to be able to have financial fitness, because pricing is the only way your business is earning revenue outside of grants. If you don't have access to grants, you don't have access, even if you have access to business loan, you have to pay back the business loan. It's from your price, from what you tell people to pay you for your service, you are able to make profits at the end of the day. And if it is not favorable, it means that your business will constantly have cash flow problems. It's also not going to be healthy. It's going to be a struggle for you to expand. And if you are overpriced, it also means that people will not patronize you. So you need to have an effective pricing strategy, you know, a pricing strategy that works for your market or for your business to be able to attain financial fitness. Because it is when people patronize you for what you buy, the price, that you know that okay, you've taken your expense, you've taken your salaries, this is what is left as profit that we can plan on. Maybe buy more goods or buy a machine that we can use to produce more goods, or just save it for rainy days, whatever. But it means that from the aggregate price, sales price, your price includes your profits and your costs, and it is sustainable. you know so you need to have an effective pricing strategy to be able to achieve financial fitness to grow your business. The other point I want to talk about is managing your cash flow process. Cash flow means how money comes into your business and how money leaves your business. Whether it's your capital, whether it's money from revenue, whether it's money from somebody giving you money, whatever, is cash flow. As far as it is coming into your business, it's cash flow. So under cash flow, you have three segments: your operating cash flow, your financing cash flow, your investment cash flow, and it shows how money is leaving your bank account. Money is leaving your bank account for what, and how money is coming into your bank account. Achieving effective cash flow process means that, number one, it means that your customers pay you at the right time. They pay you at the right time. They're not owing the business. Somebody has, you've done a service for somebody last year or 2 years ago, when there was no increase in fuel, and the cost of living was still reasonable 2 years ago, and that person was meant to pay you 200,000. You will agree with me that if the person pays you 200,000 now, it's not the same value. You agree with me? So having your customer pay you at the right time, right? At the right time. That 2 years ago, anytime 2 years ago is the right time, because the fuel has not increased. Then if the person is paying you 200,000, it's not the same value. You agree with me? Do you understand? So having prompt payment by customers, it is cash flow is an essential aspect of business. If your customers are failing to pay you on time, then you must identify the cause and swiftly find a solution to that. If not, you're at risk of shutting down. You are at risk of going to borrow money and paying more interest, just so that you can keep operations running. There can be a number of reasons why customers fail to pay on time, and you need to understand why. You need to make sure that you find solutions so that problem cannot go to bad debts. Because God forbid, though, if the person dies, that's the end of the money. God forbid. If the person now has more financial woes and is unable to pay you, at the end of the day, we are all humans. You might just say, okay, let's forgive the debts. And that money has gone. That product has gone. That vacancy is opened. in your business. So you need to ensure that you are proactive in chasing your customers by invoicing them on time, by ensuring that you know they pay on time, give them discounts when you see that, oh, they are struggling to pay. You've profiled them. Okay, yes, they can pay. Now problem happened. I have an example. There was a time tax people wrote a customer and they were going to put a lien on his account. So he wrote us and said, okay, we need to put together their numbers for 10 years. And putting together their numbers, their financial reports for 10 years means they're going through every line of their bank statements, their information, just to put out those reports together to be able to ascertain their liability, their tax liability, and then see how we can negotiate with the government reducing that. We were in the process of that. I realized that this customer has a lot of transactions, a whole lot of transactions, right? And it took us almost a month to put those financial reports together and do the process. Our policy sometimes says that, you have to pay us 70%. But in this particular man's case, he asked that, okay, we begin work with 40% of our invoice. So he paid us 40% and we did the work. Unfortunately, when we were supposed to proceed, fraud happened in his company. Not just small fraud, a huge fraud happened a fraud that crumbled the business happened in the company. And that means that our money too got tied in that process. Our money too got tied in that process. We had to come up, in order for us not to lose the entire 60%, we had to come up, I had to come up with, say, okay, this 60% that you're meant to pay us, let's divide it into two. We give you half, you pay us half. And then out of that half again, he was like, you can only pay half, that you will pay the other half later on. And up until now, we didn't receive that money. That money went bad. It was a business lesson to us, and we were like, going forward, we're going to make sure that, because we already put in a lot of resources. We already put in a lot of resources into ensuring that the government doesn't clamp down on his business. But unfortunately, internal forces his village people, sorry, I have to use that word, were against him. And there was fraud happening in this business, and and then the business came down. So cash flow constraints is back to what we're saying. It can crumble your business. So you need to make sure that your customers are paying you promptly and on time. You might have excess cash in your business account. Rather than it sitting down there, there are temporal short investments that you can ask your financial advisor, for, and you can put those excess there pending the time that you will need it. You need the money, and the excess that you're putting in those business vehicles can also make some, not huge, sorry, can also make some profit for you while they are there. So cash flow enables you to plan your cash business, cash movement here and there effectively. So you need to monitor your cash flow. You need to monitor it. You need to monitor how money is coming into your business and how money is leaving your business. You need to monitor it. Money is leaving your business for what purpose? Is it tied to your budget? Even if it's not tied to your budget, okay, what is the benefit the business tends to derive from parting away with that money? Money is into your business, as a business owner. Are you using your business to go on vacation? Your business money to go on vacation, or your personal money, or from the salary you pay yourself? to go on vacation. And even if you want to go on business travels, okay, can your business afford it? Yes. If you go on that business travel, what is the return? What is the return? So you need to monitor your cash flow. You need to really, really monitor how money is coming in, how much cash you have, the cash that you have in your account. How long can you use it if no other money is coming in? It's called runway. If no more other money is coming into your business and there is cash in your account, how long do you have to survive using that cash only? Can it take you 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 12 months, 15 months, 3 years? Can it? So you need to have those answers for you to have a thriving and healthy business. You paying your vendors, people have supplied you goods, you've not paid them. They will come and close your business down because you're also hurting their own cash flow, business cash flow. So you need to know when to pay them. Your suppliers have given you, can you negotiate for them to give you goods? You sell and then you return so that you're able to meet up demand, based on your forecasts. Your cash flow can answer those questions for you. So you need to monitor your cash flow very well so that you are not, oh, you have money, oh, your business makes profit, oh, but you don't have money in your bank. You don't have money in your bank because what is not for your business, you've diverted the money, or you've gone to buy goods that you don't need, or you over purchased goods. Some people will say, oh, I always like my shop to be full, to have everybody, they enter the shop and they stock there. No, that's not a good business process. You need to know what amount of goods you need to have per time. You cannot just say, okay, because you have 10,000 capital, you go and use the entire 10,000 to buy more goods. No, you need to know. You need to be able to make that decision. Do you need to buy 7,000 worth of goods and just still keep that 3,000 pending the time? Are people buying these goods safe? So monitoring your cash flows helps you in your business process. So you need to monitor your cash flow. I might stay more on these points because cash is the bedrock, it's the backbone. If you don't have money like this business, sorry, it's a lot. So you need to monitor your cash flow, how money comes into your account and how money leaves your account. You need to monitor it for you to be able to have and achieve financial fitness. Another point is to stay compliant. People would say, okay, I'm doing business. They don't know what compliance means, what regulations or what regulatory bodies you know they need to abide by. And you are small, you're going to be big one day. I can tell you from experience that when you are big, the government will start from the time you were small to run after you. They're not going to tell you, okay, oh, it's when you are big, when you became big and famous. You know, there's a popular Instagram vendor. She's very popular. Everybody knows her. Somebody just went and checked. This person is very popular. She must be making money. Is she even paying taxes? Bam, she's not even paying taxes. They put a lien on her account and she started rolling everything. But whereas when she was selling when she first made her, because of the line of business that she is, she also have known that she's meant to charge VAT because the goods she sells are vatable. She's meant to charge VAT, and VAT, she charging VAT is not her money, it's the government's money, it's the law. Like, at the end of the day, government now find her, they find her 50% of the tax that she paid the normal tax. She still paid 50% interest, 19% penalty, extra money that if she was compliant from the get-go, she wouldn't have paid. She paid in excess. And it was that bad because the government people, although they know that they don't want her business to shut down, right? But then again, they want to also eat a lot from the profit that she has made. Whereas, the process is okay, you pay 7.5% to government, and then, but at the end of the day, they ended up taking those 20% because of the fact that she wasn't compliant. So stay compliant with relevant regulatory bodies. If you're a business owner, you need to know what your taxes should be, what taxes you should be paying. You will not wait until you are big, you are Davido or you are somebody, before you now start running elter skelter, because you don't want your name to, you don't want somebody to come and tarnish your name, or you don't want LIRS to come and paste, um, lock your shop or do something, or take you to court, where you now incur more expense and be paying government free money. You need to know what compliance, or what regulatory bodies you need to stay compliant with, and make sure that you stay as you are a business. I always tell people, you're a small business owner, you don't need to pay money to stay compliant to the government. The government have certain regulations and um, and certain laws that covers you. It's just that they want you to take certain actions. For example, if you're a business owner, you're a limited liability company, even though your business is engaging in non-vatable goods, you still need to go and declare that your business is not vatable. You still need to go and declare. If you do not declare, it's where they will not fine you. You will not be paying debt when you're not supposed to pay anything. So you need to know what your compliance processes are and should be, and you make sure you stay on top of it, because it might not affect you now, but it might affect everybody. Wants to have a thriving business when they grow. Nobody wants to grow their business and the government is coming after them because of something they also have done, like um, before time, or when they were slow. So you need to stay compliant. You need to stay compliant. If you are earning, you need to pay your personal income tax. If you are dealing with vatable goods, you need to pay your VAT. And you know that paying your VAT means that your business you know, has to generate revenue of 25%, 25 million, sorry, and above before you pay VAT. But before you even generate that 25 million, you need to go and be filing nil on your tax pro account. If you're not doing that, when you now make 25 million, while I will start. Or if you need tax clearance, while I will start, because they will fine you. They will fine you, and the fine is 50,000 naira per month. They accrues interest and penalty. When you are meant to have not paid anything, you now end up paying from your money that you ought to have used for other things. So you need to stay compliant when doing business in order to achieve financial fitness. There's no way. Some people will say, "Oh, Dangote is giving what they call it." My brother, if you go and meet him, yes, he's giving certain privileges, but he still pays his tax. His employees, staff, they pay their taxes. There is no how it will be working in the government, control the environment, and you will not pay your taxes. There is no how. So let's stay compliant. Then avoid bad debts. Don't get me wrong. Borrowing money, using other people's money is good. But when you go and borrow and the interest, you paying back the interest. You went to borrow, let's assume you went to borrow 100,000. The interest on that 100,000 is like 50,000. You've used that 100,000 for business, or you went to use the 100,000 for business that you have already forecasted that the profit on that business will not be more than 20,000. My brother, my sister, it means that you are not doing the right thing. You keep running in a circle, keep incurring more debts. That's what it means. So you need to know that you are borrowing money, you are taking loans. It should be for something that will benefit your business, and you are able to pay back that loan, and earn profit from it because you have done your workings. So you need to avoid bad debts. Debts that they will say they will now sue your enemy to court, and then the court will now say you should pay times three. You should avoid. You should stay away from things like that. Avoid it. Go for grants. Go for cheaper, loans that you can take. Go for family and friends. Let them crowdfund for you to start that capital. Make sure that when you're starting that capital, you do everything diligent. I understand that sometimes like the business environment factor can just come in. When they increased fuel and there was inflation was rising and everything everywhere was bad, a lot of businesses that were thriving before they had to shut down because you know the standard of living of the people wasn't improving to even patronize them, and there was no way. They've done everything right by the people, but that factor still killed them. But then again, some people are still thriving despite that factor, you know, and is by expanding their business. So if you are taking debts, you are financing your business through debts, you need to be careful what sort of debts you are going to use. So avoid the bad ones. You not go and take debts and then at the end of the day you use debt to pay your staff salary, for example. It's a bad process. When you know that no other money is coming in, people are not going to patronize you, or there's nobody owing you somewhere a huge amount of money that is accruing interest, or you've not kept your money in any high yield savings accounts that is accruing interest that can pay off that debt or something. So avoid finding yourself in a mix, in a fixed situation. So if you know that you want to go for debt financing your business, you need to make sure that you understand the terms. You're good, you're forecasting, you've forecasted that you're going to make 50% or 80% in worst case scenario. Do you understand? So my next point is to control your costs. You can't say because your business is making money, and you're not controlling your costs. The lesser your costs, and the more your sales, the more your profits. It's just simple maths. It's just simple maths. If your business does not need to have a physical office, people don't come to your physical office. They don't come and work in. You don't need to have a working office or a working shop for them to buy from you. My brother, my sister, you don't need. Go and opt in for virtual office space option and let everybody be working remote. You save costs. You need to control your costs. Having big office that you are coming to, everybody seeing now and not being productive, or you're not making money, or your revenue is not able to cover those things. It's not a good business process. The lower your costs, the more you have more money to expand your business. The lower your costs. In finance, your costs, your direct costs, there are different types of costs. Your direct costs, that's the costs you must incur to earn revenue. It shouldn't be up to 50% of the revenue you're going to earn. It should not be. Because the moment your direct cost is up to 50%, your administrative costs might now take another, let me say, 70%. You will pay government their own. At the end of the day, nothing. So you need to make sure that whatever you're doing, you're being cost effective. You are being cost effective. You need to weigh it. What are the alternatives? What are my options? You need to weigh it, and don't compromise on quality. Quality is very important. You can't say because you cannot afford that quality or that cost is going to be, then you not compromise on it and it will not affect you. No, don't compromise on quality. Make sure that whatever cost you are incurring is good cost, is necessary, and you don't have a choice. It's also necessary, and your revenue is available to cover it, or you're able to get grants, or you're able to finance it, and then you have more money after that. In government, if you're presenting your books to the government, and they see that your cost is high, they will disallow it. You've incurred that cost, so they will disallow it. So you self, you have the responsibility, your responsibility to know and ensure that your cost is at minimal. And how do you do that? Is by tracking, monitoring, and knowing your numbers. Is by monitoring and knowing your numbers. If you look at the aggregate cost month on month, and you see that one month went up, you need to find out what happened. It could be that you ran adverts, you spent a lot of money running adverts that month, and at the end of the day, you need to understand, okay, you've run that advert. How much have you earned? Are you still earning from that advert? You understand? So that in future, you understand that, okay, we already incurred this cost in past, and this was the results. So I don't think we should incur that cost again. Okay, yes, we can incur this cost because this was the result, you know. So when you monitor your numbers, you are able to make this sort of decisions. And you're controlling your costs means that, you know, you are getting the best out there for yourself. So you need to control your costs. If your revenue is not increasing and your costs, your expenses is increasing, to get to a point whereby to meet the revenue, it will not get to a point whereby it will go more than the revenue. And the moment it goes more than the revenue, it means that you don't have money to survive. Business might shut down. So you need to control your costs. You need to control you're a business owner. Some business owner, they will say, oh, they're in the entertainment industry, so therefore they need to go out. They need to go out. You are going out, you enter a place, you say, okay, oh, you want them to know that you also run a restaurant. Buy food, buy drinks for everybody in this hall, you know, put it on. No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Let it be that you are going to patronize those people so that you know what they are doing, and you can also either improve on what they are doing, or, you know, not avoid doing that, you know. So there are some costs. Let's be that some of your costs are for investment purposes, because if you run an advert that generates leads, that generate qualified and quality leads, you know that you spending your money on that advert means that you made enough return on investment on that cost. It's a cost, yes, but you're making a lot of return. So you need to really, really control your costs in order to have more money to be financially fit in your business. Expand and keep innovating. You can't be doing the same thing you are doing now and you're doing it the same thing next year. You need to understand that you need to understand times as and season. In recent times, let me use the word Gen Z are the people that are happening now. You understand? If your business is targeting them, you need to innovate, find a way to capture them. Another time, they might not be the one reigning, and you don't want your business to die. You don't want your business to die because your target audience are no longer there. So you need to keep innovating. You need to keep expanding. You need to keep finding new markets. You need to keep finding new things. You need to keep diversifying. How do you improve your products? Is what you should be saying. Okay, today we've hit 6,000. I'm just using that as an example. Customers. Tomorrow, your target should be how you will maintain those 6,000 and hit 18,000 extra. So you are constantly innovating. What makes these 6,000 people to buy from us? Can we improve it? Can we further wow them? We further? So you need to keep innovating. I'll give you an example. Nowadays, people don't really fancy physical award. And if you're in that award business, making awards, plaques, and the rest of them, you might struggle if you don't, expand into printing other things outside, printing or making awards. Do you understand? So you need to also diversify. If you are selling hair, you've been selling hair in your house. This year you are still there. Next year you are still there. The third year you shouldn't be selling from your house again. Your hair business should expand to the extent that the house is not containing you. So you need to keep innovating, improving, and expanding. You need to keep your business just needs to keep growing. That is how you can achieve financial fitness for your business. It needs to keep growing. Are we still here, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Okay. All right. So that's the end of my points. Does anybody have any question? Do you have questions for me?
No question from my end, but thank you so much for the teaching. It's been really impactful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Elumi, do you have any question for me? Bankole Alao. Does anybody have any question for me? The Pepper Soup Gallery, when we were doing introductions earlier, I think your network went out. Do you have any question for me? Will be any question outside this topic, finance related question.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I think I have a question.
Okay, Sarah, it's a question.
So the last time you were okay, let me start by saying thank you for the session. It was nice to hear all of those points, and it was really impactful. So my question
Thank
is
you.
actually based on let's say the other time you said that if you're not selling in a physical shop, you actually do not need to get an office if you don't have a
Okay.
walking customer. So, but then
Okay.
I think based on my kind of person, I
Mhm.
feel most people find you more reliable. Excuse me. Most people find your product more reliable when you have a physical store. Like, okay, let's say for
Okay.
instance, I have posts all over social media. I'm an online vendor,
Mhm.
and many people asking me in Lagos, "Where's your store? Where's your store? Where's your store?" And I don't have a store. I understand
Mhm.
that we have many online vendors, but then many people don't really want to be reliable. Many people don't really want to trust the fact that you don't have a shop or a store, even
Okay.
with the fact that you are verified and they know you are
Mhm.
sure. So, what do
Mhm.
we do in that kind of a situation? Do we just ignore the people's need?
Okay. Okay. Good question. Good question. Do you know that as you have people that will not patronize you because you don't have a store, you also have people that will patronize, they don't care whether you have a store or not. Do you know? For example, me, I buy a lot of things on internet. And whether you have a store, because I don't even have the time to go to the store, right? Whether you have a store or not, I don't care. What I care is that whatever I buy is what you are delivering and it's quality. That's what I care about. So having people are different. My point is that if your business is not financially buoyant or there is no need, it has no need, you shouldn't go for a store. For example, we at Smart Figures, we're a based company. We're remote. I have in Lagos, some of us were in Abuja, some of us are in Ilorin, and we still deliver for our clients all over. Some of our clients are in Abuja, some of our clients are in Lagos, some of our clients are not in the country. I can tell you categorically that none of our clients have come to my office before. So why do I need to go and rent a building and then gather people to be coming there every day, spending money on transportation? It's not needed for me because I don't have people coming If you want to do your tax, you want to do your tax, you want to do your tax clearance, you don't need to come to my office to get it done. Do you understand? You don't need to get to my office to get it done. We subscribed for a virtual office space that we use as our office address. If you are looking for us, you can always go there and find us, right? But nobody has come to say, okay, oh, Pelumi, I'm coming to visit you in your office. Rather, they will say, okay, Pelumi, can I have a session with you online? Can I have 1 hour? Can I book 1 hour with you online? You know, because that's my own line of business. But if you sell hair, for example, I'm just using that as an example, and you need people to come and feel, because me, I cannot buy hair online. I must go and feel the hair I want to buy, because I've had a case of spending a lot of money buying one particular hair and it's not good product that is sent to me. So if you have that kind of a situation, you know that people working, people, if you are in a particular location, people need to walk in. You also need to be careful where you're going to situate your store. It has to be in a place where you can earn more customers, you know, and the people online can say, okay, can say, come to the store, come and see what's happening. I have also seen vendors who use part of their house where they sleep as a store. They just created a small space. I patronized somebody who sells jewelries. My husband was like, let's go there and go and pick some jewelries for you. I patronized, and when I got there, it was her house. But I didn't enter her living room. And she had a small place that she carved out as a store for herself there. So depending on what your customers want or who your customers are and the impact that you know that having a physical store can do for you, then go for it. But my sister, if you have a physical store and nobody's coming there, you're going to be paying for lights. Especially if you sell things, you know, that needs lights, you'll be paying for lights. Even if you don't sell anything that lives there, you can't just have a store and you say, what if the building they have a store, you'll be paying for maintenance. You'll be paying for maintenance, and nobody has walked in there to come and say, oh, hello, what are you selling here? So what's the point? So it depends on who and your customers are. If you're going to have a working store, make sure that it's the working store that you can generate more revenue for yourself. And the cost of you having that working store, you have customers that can pay for it. Your pricing is factored into your pricing. You have enough resources to cover it. Your cash flow, you're monitoring it so that when it's time to pay, you're not running here and there looking for rent and landlord will come and evict you. You understand? So you need to understand what works for you. What works for you might not work for me. Like I already explained, for us at Smart Figures, we are all remote. And it doesn't mean that we will not get your work done. Despite the fact that we run service, we're a service business, you know. And that's why I always emphasize on quality. If you patronize us, you are guaranteed that what you want, we solve it. That problem, we are solving it. Because we don't have a physical store. So it means that when we solve that problem for you, when somebody comes to you and you will say, oh, I know Smart Figures. And that's how it has worked for us over the years. If you go on our Instagram page now, I can't remember the last time we paid there. We posted there, and we are booked. We are always busy. It's always a busy season for us. It's because we put in quality into what we do. So by satisfying one customer, they bring like 3 or 4 more people, you know, to us. So our own culture is to make sure that our customers they get quality. Whatever problem they come to us for, we solve it. I always tell my people we are problem solvers. We solve problems for a living. Do you understand? So I don't need to now, because of that, now have a physical office and people will be coming, because people will not come. If you come to my office space at ShopRite here in Abuja now, I have an office space there. Nobody has ever said, oh, Pelumi, I'm coming to your office. They would rather say, can you come to our office so that you can see what's going on and can advise. Or they would rather say, can we book a session with you online? Do you understand? So there's no need having all my staff in the office coming to work when they all can work from home and still deliver excellently. That's for me. But for you that is selling something physical and you know that having a physical store can guarantee you more sales. More sales is the key word here. More sales. Yes, by all means, make sure you thrive. Like I said the other time, that if you start selling hair from your house, first year, second year, third year, by the fourth year, the house should not contain you anymore. You should expand. You should expand, because of the fact that you need space to keep your hair and you want to encourage people to walk in and you want to capture new customers. You're not the one going to meet them. They're not the one coming to meet you. I also said that earlier. So, but the main point I want to make is that you are incurring whatever costs you are in that is necessary and needed for you at that particular time. Does that answer your question, please?
Yes, please. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody have any question again? I think somebody was typing something in the chat the other time. Can I see? Do you have any other question? Okay, so I've come to the end of the session. If you don't have any other question, my name is Pelumi Malvin Adejumobi. I am the lead consultant at Smart Figures. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or you have anything that bothers you financially or in terms of businesses. Sure.
Okay. Right. Okay. All right. So thanks for joining. Following me. We're glad that you were able to make it, and people learned quite a bit, which is really great. Um, for those of you who are not aware, Peppa is a platform that allows you to set up a store. Wait, can everybody hear me? Am I okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so Peppa is a platform that allows you to set up your own online store, and we have a full business suite available to you. One of which is when you set up your store on Peppa, we handle all your payment transactions. The buyer is guaranteed that they're going to get the item because we have an escrow system in place where when they make the payment, after the item is delivered, the money is released to the seller. Also, we now have partnerships with companies like Smart Figures, which is Pelumi's company, Note Finance, Vendor Credit, and so on. Now, the whole idea behind the partnership is to give you access to what we call the Peppa Business Suite. So with the Peppa Business Suite, when you sign up on Peppa, you get access to all these extra services at a discount. You get access to business financing. If you need loans at better interest rates, you get access to that. You get access to setting up your accounts, your bookkeeping, your tax filings, and all of that as a result of the partnership with Pelumi. with smart figures at a discount. You get access to business registration. You also get access to legal services and so much more. So when you sign up with Peppa, you get access to the full Peppa business suite. And this is one of the reasons why you have to sign up with Peppa if you are not already on Peppa. If you're on Peppa, just go ahead, update your store, update your pricing. If you sign up on Peppa Premium, we also help you to push your store. We run advertising and marketing services for you as well. And you get access to other services that are not easily available to other vendors. So please go ahead, sign up on Peppa, list your store, update your prices. One other thing that you get access to is a virtual account. You are able to, make payments with that account, buy items with that account. You have a full functional account that you can use to ensure that your finances are properly separated from your personal finances. you know. So please come on board, register on Pepper, and of course, you would always see the difference as against just having your um Instagram store, your Twitter store as your store link. So that being said, thank you all for joining. I'm glad that we're able to have this. This session is recorded and will later be uploaded to YouTube. So you can catch up on what Malumi has taught us today, and you can always go back to it. Don't forget to tell your friends about Pepper. Our next session is happening in May. We already have that booked, and you can't wait to see what we have for you. It's going to talk about branding. We look forward to seeing you again. Do have an amazing weekend ahead.